Hey guys, so one thing that I often hear is, man, there still aren't that many products that work for HomeKit, or, I already got all these products that work with Alexa and Google, and now I want to switch over to HomeKit, but how can I get these into HomeKit? Well, HomeBridge just might be the answer. Today we're going to discuss what is HomeBridge and how it works, and I'm even going to show you how I easily installed HomeBridge to run on my Synology NAS. I already had a NAS, so might as well utilize it to run HomeBridge. But if you don't have a NAS, don't worry, there are a number of other easy and affordable ways to get up and running with HomeBridge. So we'll discuss all of that and my top 3 reasons to start using HomeBridge today. Let's go. Yo, what's up guys? Thanks so much for joining me again today. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Shane and this channel is all about building an easy smart home using Apple's HomeKit platform with new videos published every Sunday right here. Now I will put chapters below just in case you want to skip around to any parts of this video, just like always. But first of all, let's discuss what is HomeBridge. You may have heard of it, you may have not. Essentially, HomeBridge is a free open source software that, as the website says, brings HomeKit support where there is none. HomeBridge allows you to integrate with smart home devices that do not natively support HomeKit. Okay, so it allows you to expose things like, your Ring doorbell or your Nest cameras, maybe even your Roomba vacuum to HomeKit. Stuff that you otherwise could not get into HomeKit because there is no native support. So sounds pretty good, right? It's also good for a few other things that I like to utilize it for, which I'll discuss in a minute. So first of all, what is required to run HomeBridge? Well, HomeBridge can run on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, or probably the most popular, a Raspberry Pi, which is just a really cheap, small computer that you can connect to your network. HomeBridge can also run on your NAS if you have one of those like I mentioned earlier. Probably the most important thing is that whatever you install it on must be turned on and running all the time for this to work. And that's probably why the Raspberry Pi is such a popular choice, because it's not only really cheap, but it's also very small and doesn't require much power to run. Now, I should first mention the disclaimer that HomeBridge is in no way endorsed or affiliated with Apple. This is all sort of, backdoor open source stuff, and technically Apple could just, pull the plug at any point and stop allowing this kind of stuff to happen. I don't really expect that to happen, but just as a warning, this is all done at your own risk, and products and stuff that you add to HomeKit through HomeBridge are not officially certified, so there's potentially some security issues and things you might want to consider. So all that's just stuff to keep in mind and just to be aware of if you do decide to go down this route. Now, before we go any further, if you're already like, dude, this is just too much, I don't have the time to deal with all this, I do want to introduce you to something called Hoobs. In case you aren't already aware, Hoobs is basically a plug and play way to use what is essentially HomeBridge. In fact, it originally stood for HomeBridge out of the box system, and this is how I first dipped my toes into HomeBridge. I just did not have the time or patience to deal with setting all this up and, constantly troubleshooting and coding. So you can buy Hoobs from their website. I'll put an affiliate link down below if you do want to check that out. But this basically takes out all the hassle from getting started. Essentially, you just plug and play. Now, we're able to integrate products into HomeKit thanks to HomeBridge Plugins. So HomeBridge and these plugins are built by an amazing community of developers and contributors. There are over 2,000 HomeBridge plugins supporting thousands of different smart accessories. So with that said, this does not mean that any smart device, ever made can be integrated into HomeKit using HomeBridge. There must be a HomeBridge plugin available. You can find and search for plugins from the HomeBridge website. I'll put that and other links and resources down below for you to check out. Nowadays, HomeBridge has a pretty good user interface, and once you install a plugin, you can go in and configure that plugin. Not all plugins are created equal, so some may require editing the configuration code a little bit, and some might not at all. And also, some plugins will just work better than others. So, I typically look for plugins that have been updated fairly recently and seem to have a good bit of documentation and stuff like that. Now, let me show you real quick just how easy it is to set up HomeBridge on a Synology NAS. In case you have one. Now, if you don't have a Synology NAS, I will put some links in the description below, other videos and resources that you can check out for installing this on, a Raspberry Pi, and just some other resources that might help you get up and running. And if you want to jump ahead to the next chapter, you can go to this time right here. So here I'm logged into my my Synology NAS interface. That's what you're seeing right here. So the instruction says the easiest way is to download the latest SPK from GitHub. So that is right here, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click allow. All right, so that should be downloading. All right, now I'm going to go back to my Synology NAS, open up my package center, hit manual install, browse my computer. I'm going to look for that latest download. HomeBridge SPK, choose for upload. Click next. This package does not contain a digital signature. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Click next. We will go with the first option, which is recommended. You want to install HomeBridge config UI X. This will allow you to monitor, backup, and configure HomeBridge from a browser. Yes, we want to install that. Default user is admin with password admin. Click next. We're going to run after installation. Choose apply. Now if I go up here to installed, I did say run after installation, but for some reason it didn't. But I can open this up here. It's going to open up my new tab, and you can see it said that username and password was admin and admin, so we can change this. Not now. And boom, we are running with HomeBridge already that easily. So you can see we have an update here. You can change the way the interface looks and all this kinds of stuff. It tells us information about our installation right here. We can tap on plugins. You can see it comes with the HomeBridge UI plugin installed. So this actually looks a lot like Hoobs does now. Not quite as nice as Hoobs actually, but not bad. And this actually comes with the HomeBridge dummy installed, which is great because I do love that plugin. You can see here, like, these are actually verified plugins, so you can search for new plugins. So let's look for a Roomba plugin. HomeBridge Roomba 2. This one is actually verified right here, so you can click on this and it says that HomeBridge plugins that are marked as verified have been reviewed by the HomeBridge project team to ensure they meet some basic requirements that encourage best practices and a trouble-free user experience. So that's going to be nice if you find plugins that have that verified badge right there. Hopefully they'll work well for you. So I'm going to go ahead and install this one and try to get this working with my Roomba. Okay, and here it has some information. Now I've already done this with my Roomba, so I'm familiar with how all this works. That's actually a video for another day. Actually, I did make a video on doing that, so I'll put a link to that, somewhere up here or in the description down below if you want to check that out. But I'm just going to close out of this for now. But you can see now I have that HomeBridge Roomba plugin installed, so it's as easy as that. If I show you real quick, these HomeBridge dummy switches, these are great. I love these things. So I can create new switches here. I can just call this virtual switch 1. We'll make it a stateful switch. Choose save. Now it tells us we need to restart HomeBridge to apply the changes. So we can just go up here, tap the restart button, wait for a second, and then we should see our changes. Now if I go into accessories, there you go. I see my virtual switch that I just created, and this will show up in HomeKit. Now once you have HomeBridge up and running, you can add it to HomeKit by tapping the new accessory icon in your Home app and then scan the QR code. You will be told that this is not an official accessory, again, since this is not officially certified by Apple. Tap Add Anyway, and HomeBridge will be added to your HomeKit home as any other hub, and all of your HomeBridge accessories will be automatically added as well. So why use HomeBridge? Well, there are a few reasons in my opinion. First is probably the most obvious. If you have products that don't support HomeKit like Ring Doorbell or Nest Thermostat, this will get them exposed to HomeKit. See, since the beginning, I always purchase products that natively support HomeKit, and this is what I always recommend. You know, just buy smart products that have native support for HomeKit whenever you can. But with that said, I know that many people have already bought into other ecosystems that may not support HomeKit. Maybe you're wanting to make the jump into HomeKit, but don't want to start all over purchasing and installing new equipment. So, this would be a good option for you. And also, there are just some product categories that simply aren't available for HomeKit yet. For example, robot vacuums. I love my Roomba, but there just aren't any robot vacuums out there that support HomeKit. So with HomeBridge or Hoobs, I'm able to expose my Roomba to HomeKit and include it in my HomeKit scenes and automations. I also did the same thing with my twinkly Christmas lights. I love these things, but there just isn't any comparable product on the market that supports HomeKit. So Twinkly, if you're listening, we're still waiting for that HomeKit support. And the last reason to set up HomeBridge is to simply add more functionality to HomeKit. A great example of this is the Dummy Switches plugin. You can use this plugin to create virtual switches or timers that can be used in your automations. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked, hey, how can I create a timer in HomeKit? Well, you can't unless you're using HomeBridge or Hoobs. These virtual switches can be very handy for your more advanced automations and stuff like that. So tell me in the comments below, are you considering setting up HomeBridge, or if you have already, what are you using it for? I'm real curious to see how you guys are utilizing this. I'm sure we'll do some more stuff with HomeBridge on this channel in the future, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on those new videos published every Sunday. And if you'd like to support this channel, hit that join button down below to become a channel member. Get access to our members only HomeKit community over on Discord, as well as getting extra perks like behind the scenes and early access to new videos. If you'd like some more information on Hoobs, check out this video right here or this playlist over here where I've used Hoobs or HomeBridge to set up different accessories to work in HomeKit. Thanks so much for joining me today, and until next time, we'll see y'all later.